So if someone's in their mid 20s, early 30s, right? And they're in this kind of 10-year range, how can they start to think about the formula for their life in terms of maximum enjoyment or fulfillment, these memory dividends, which makes a lot of sense to me, without being broke the entire time?
Right. So for each person in each profession, right, like there's certain situations where people have pensions, guaranteed jobs, et cetera, and career progression, right, where their salary is going to be going up. And they're also going to have their own health, right? Like they're very healthy, not that healthy, et cetera. And what they're trying to do is thinking about, okay, what experiences in the 20 to 25 bucket or 25 to 35 or whatever, any way you want to break it up, what experiences belong now? Mm-hmm. Okay, that I should be doing now and gifting the memory dividends to my future self.
Interesting.
Or what things am I doing now that are robbing my future self from stability, and causing worry, right? And so there was a period in my life when I was in my 20s, I was seesawing, right? I was like saving too much. I was borrowing from my poor self to give to my future richer self, which right. did not make any sense, right?
Right.
And then I went from I'm going to party and going crazy and I'm spending every single nickel I made, right? To creating future instability for myself by not saving. And now, right. So for each person, their career path, their earnings potential, etc., that will be different. But the thing is to get off autopilot and be thinking about it.
Right. And maybe you're fumbling your way through it for a year or two. You're like, okay, I'm not sure what it's going to be, but I'm paying attention to what I want right now in the future.
Right. Like, so, people will have other experts like a financial planner. A lot of times the financial planners are about, let's maximize the money. It'd be like, that's not the ultimate goal. The goal is to maximize fulfillment.
Yeah.
And so they will keep you safe and maybe you'll save a certain amount of money, but you're the driver. You're responsible for your own life. And so if you want to be intentional and get the most out of your entire life and each time period, you have to think about, okay, is backpacking now through Europe? Is this the period to be backpacking through Europe? Or is it 20, 30 years from now? Is this a trip or an experience or a charitable thing that I need to be doing now? Or is this something that I need to be doing later in my life, right? Just that thought process by ordering your life properly will help you have a more fulfilling life.
Yes. What do you think is the biggest psychological crime someone can make when it comes to their money?
I think the biggest psychological crime is people fear running out of money instead of fear of wasting their life.
Mm.
And so, they have this fear of embarrassment of like, I'm going to run out of money and I'm going to be broke or I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, instead of fearing like, I am wasting my life. I have, we were talking about the 20 to 30 bucket. I'll just, this is it. This is the only period I'll be 20 to 30. There are certain activities, experiences that are meant for this bucket, right? People are marketing services and products to you. You know that they're there, right? Like, I don't want to do them. Like, go have fun, right? But you only get one shot, one go around, And so, and they're worried about, in the 30, 40. So I think people worry about embarrassment, what other people think, judgment about their lifestyle or them failing in the future, et cetera, as opposed to worrying about like, I don't want to waste this ride. And it's not like even the ride for the whole life, every single period of your life. So if you're a parent with small children, not wasting that period. With teenagers, I know a lot of us would like to waste that period and just be like, can we get through this period? But that period, and then, eventually you don't have kids in the house anymore. And that's a different period of your life. And there's different activities and different opportunities that go. And I often say, life is like Tetris, right? Like, if you were in heaven, let's assume this heaven, and you're about to come down to earth as a human being, and God's like, here's the bucket of experiences. And when I use experience, I mean choices, right? I mean it in the broadest sense. Hedonistic, charitable, whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, the infinite bucket of experiences. I want to go hiking. I want to play tennis 1,000 times. I want to have sex a jillion times. I want to do all these things. You're throwing them into the experience bucket. I want to start a business. I want to go to school, blah, blah, blah. And it's full. And God goes, great. You can have all those. You just have to get the order right. So life is like Tetris. You remember the game Tetris? So you had to get the shapes right. Life is that way. Like, if you don't have the experiences at the right time, they run to interfere with each other, or your ability to do them disappears.
Getting the order right and making sure you're using your money at the time where you're able to use it the most effectively,
Yes,
right?
it's getting the most out of that tool. It's getting the most out of that tool.
Right, the tool of money.
Your ability to convert your money into meaningful, fulfilling experiences decays over time. So, your brain reaches mental maturity around 28. Your body is physical maturity around 33. Mm-hmm. So if, by and large, if you were in the best shape of your life at 33, that is the top. Then you go into plateau and decline. I will never, ever, unless, new technology, gene therapy or whatever, but be in better shape than I could have been at 33, right? It's over.
It doesn't mean you can't be in still great shape.
No, you still be in great shape, but I'm just saying my ability to do certain, like, listen, I can get, I was recently.
You're not playing college football anymore.
No. Last year I was in great shape. I got down to like a 9% body fat. My cardio VO2 was over, but my lazy 28-year-old self will smoke myself in a race.
Really?
Like smoke myself, right? Like you just
doesn't need to warm up.
No, just go, not stretching anything, right? Like,
right.
And then on top of that, if I race them, I'm sore afterwards. Like my knees hurt.
You need to recover for a week.
Cartilage, in the back is kind of, all those things, right?
And he's just hopping around, no sleep, able to do whatever. Yeah.
He's just like, that guy. He's so lucky. He just doesn't know how good he has it.
Right.
And so, I think about these things, and sometimes there's very small things. Like I was at a place where my friends were going to go wakeboarding at my 50th birthday. I was, I'm generally a lazy guy. I'm laying on the beach. I'm like, I don't want to go. You guys go, whatever. And then I thought about it. I said, when am I ever going to have a chance to go wakeboarding in the future? We're here. We're in the Caribbean. There's a wakeboard boat there. When's the next time there's going to be a wakeboard boat? Maybe 2 years from now, 3 years from now. And I thought about my back. Once your cartilage starts going, it just keeps going. I thought, this may be the last time I'm able to go wakeboarding and enjoy it, and I'm going to switch to another physical activity. So I got my lazy butt off the beach and said, I'm coming. I did a jump. I landed a jump. I was happy, it surfed, and that was the last time I will ever go wakeboarding because of the speed of wakeboarding. And so now I wake surf, which is a lot slower speed, and I can do it later in my life. But my wakeboarding days are gone forever.
Wow.
And had I not done it at that time, it would have been years and years before, but I'm wakeboarding. And so I got all the enjoyment, all the memory Devons of that trip, hanging out with my friends, etc. But that's it. The wakeboarder bill is dead.
But now you have that memory dividend
that
you can tell this story to
Correct.
me, and you can think about that story for the rest of your life.
Yes, and I can also use it as a teaching tool, right? So for people who are still, got all their cartilage, and
no broken bones,
no broken bones or anything like that. Like, hey, the time is coming where whatever activity it is, it will be the last time for you.
Yes,
and you'll be moving on to other activities, right? So I'm a wake surfer, maybe golf, whatever.
And maybe you're just a boater eventually, right? It's like,
exactly. There's way more jobs and way more opportunities, and I don't have the fear of like moving to another place to get the job or going to another place, etc. It's painful for a lot of people. People have the fear of going into a new environment and moving, which I think limits them to only local opportunities.